Well, long time no see. Welcome, everybody, to GG Weekly Podcast. It's been a while since we've been online. 2-3 weeks almost? I think almost 3 weeks now. And how are you doing today, Justin?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, get a little cloudy outside, but nice day otherwise.
Yeah, we're supposed to get a giant storm, so I'm trying to keep an eye on outside because, if the power goes out or something, that would be terrible for a podcast that's run on the internet, right? I flubbed the intro a little bit. I'm the real Darth guy, and this is Baggy Noodle Arms. I'm Chris. He's Justin. The two of us. He may look a little different if you're watching us on live stream right now. He apparently decided that he was only going to shave the sides of his head.
Yeah. So I grew the goatee so I could look like Darth. I just kind of, he's my idol, and I figured we could match when we do the podcast. And then today I was so sick of my hair, and I looked up my barber, and they're like $10 more because of COVID, I think. I don't know, or maybe they just raised their price. And it's half hour away, and I was just like, I don't want to deal with that. So I go in the bathroom, and this is the best part. The only razor I have, like buzzer, is for beards.
Okay.
So it's small. It's like a small, it's like a typical razor blade for your face.
Right.
But it's a buzzer. It's the one blade, if you've heard of it.
I actually have that same thing. That's what I use.
Okay.
Yep.
I like it. It's set on their website. It'll cut hair. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
You were just
and
like, keep
on
going.
It took me like half an hour to do anything. Becky ended up coming in and helping a little bit, but yeah, I haven't really finished it. Neither of us are by any means hairdressers or have cut anybody's hair before, so
that's okay.
I was like, who cares if you mess it up? You just buzz the whole thing,
right. It has to feel so much better because just the shag over your ears and stuff. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
but as anyone who's watching, I still have lots of hair on the top, and I just shave the sides and the back just to, I don't know, free up my ears.
Are you planning on trying to trim down that mop on the top, or are you going to leave it for the time being? Just grow that out and then keep shaving the sides and see what it looks like.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I have hairdressers in the family and friends, so maybe one of them will save me from this nightmare that I've caused. But
they'll see you in a picture online once and go, whoa, wait a minute. We got to come over and fix that. What is going on there? Well, it's been, I want to say it's been closer to 3 weeks, but the calendar is...
We took 2 weeks off, which makes it 3 weeks since the last show, right?
Yeah, that sounds accurate. And what have you been up to in those 3 weeks?
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of time. Do you remember, or is it like quarantine memory loss kind of a situation?
A little bit of that, definitely gaming, of course. I've been trying to exercise a lot more. I've been watching my diet a little bit more because especially with quarantine, I know everyone's kind of like, oh, I can just eat all day. I'm home. My cabinet's right there. You can just snack.
It's the boredom eating too, you're just sitting on the couch and you're like, I'm so bored. What do I do? And then you just grab a bag of chips and then all of a sudden it's gone. And you're like, what just happened? Oh no.
Exactly. So if I do that, like say I accidentally eat a bag of chips, I'm like, having a fruit smoothie, and then that's that whole meal. The chips and the smoothie. I don't eat a meal for that meal because I'm like, well, I already caloried plenty of that meal right there.
Okay.
And I biked 14 miles 2 days ago.
Okay, cool.
On a little 24-inch rims, so that was fun.
Took a little bit.
Took me 2 hours, I think, but...
Hey, you're getting outside a little bit more than I am, per se.
You are working, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's yay. I find myself playing hooky a little bit more because literally I turn and my video games are right here, right in front of me, and sometimes a video game will just call my name and go, you have to play at least one match, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, I do. I need one match. You know how that goes.
What are you up to? You're like, well, Call of Duty said I had to play a match, so I'll be back.
It was speaking to me, It was taunting me over here. I had to go out of town for 2 weeks, and I ended up having to leave earlier than anticipated, so that's why we missed the first episode. And then the second episode, I I was just kind of getting back home and all that stuff, so I wasn't really prepared for the show. So we went ahead and canceled that one as well. So that's why it's been so long since we've been online, of course. But I did go get to see my dad over that 2-week period. That's where I left to go to. So he lives in Vegas, and 111 and 109 degree weather almost every day, and sitting by the pool.
Did you like that or hate it?
Well, I liked it because I got to sit by the pool. Anytime we weren't like literally at the pool, though, it was miserable. It's so hot. You get burnt in like 5 minutes out there. It's so crazy. But I did
Casinos are still shut down, right?
Yeah, everything was still shut down out there. The restaurants were open for dine-in, but it was reservation only, of course. So, you could go in. We didn't end up going to really anywhere. But again, I wanted to sit by the pool anyways, so that worked out. I sent you a picture, right?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, it's
big glass windows or doors and the pool right there. Didn't look too bad. Didn't look too bad at all.
He's got a pretty nice backyard, so not a bad situation at all. It was pretty nice to kind of just sit around and do nothing. Honestly,
relax the fam. Yep.
I didn't bring a computer. All I had was my phone, which of course I spent plenty of time on. But for the most part, it was just playing catch with their dog and hanging out with the fam. It was nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Did any of your family go with you, or just you?
It was just me on this trip. So it was me, my direct sister, obviously, and then my two parents were at the house pretty much all the time together. So it was kind of cool because, that's my dad's direct family. Now I'm kind of like an extension now because, once you have your own family, you become kind of extended family. Isn't that how that works in a way? Like I'm his direct family, but my kids are his extended family. Isn't that how?
Yes, that sounds right.
I think that's how it works, but it was pretty cool. At
least your wife.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. I got to, hang out with my sister for almost a week. What was it, 5 days?
Didn't even know you had one, so.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool.
You get along?
Yeah, for the most part we do, She's 8 years younger than me, so we didn't really spend our childhood like directly interacting with each other all that much. But it was a good time to kind of reconnect as adults, I was laughing at the conversation difference because now we're talking about houses and stuff and like grown-up adulting things. I'm like, it's so different from the last time we like spent a long period of time together. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, other than that, just work and games for me. That's about it.
Anything new?
Nothing brand new, but I'm getting back into Destiny.
We brought him in.
You finally got me to go into Destiny again. It was
the Tuesday reveal, I think, pulled you in, right?
Yeah, so I was watching you because I was like, oh, look, he's online during the day like he said he was going to try to do. So I turned on your stream and I was like, oh, cool. Okay, why not watch this little Destiny reveal? And it got me a little excited just because, I like I was saying to you off the podcast, I'm just excited that I won't lose all of my progression for a really long time. And that feels good because being a Call of Duty player, every year you just start at that big goose egg and you have to start all over again. And you're like, man, it's just, I don't know. I want some kind of like, I don't know, not clout or I just want some kind of reward for all the effort that you put into a game. So Destiny was kind of calling my name in that aspect. So I'm pretty excited to get back into it.
Usually only like MMOs truly like keep your progression, right? Like,
yeah,
my best comparison is always WoW. I mean, WoW's been out for, I don't even know how many years now, 12 years or something crazy.
Yeah, a long time, really long time.
They basically just kind of keep adding to the game. I mean, they take things out, but if you had a character day one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you could technically still have that character today. Obviously, he or she would look probably very different and have different armor and whatever, but... Well,
yeah, I mean, it would just be cool because, like the Call of Duty app on the phone, it tracks all of your progress in each of the Call of Duties separately. So you can go back in your history and see what you did on that past game, but it's not like a one timeline progression kind of a thing. And that's what's drawing me back into Destiny right now, is just that one single, like, I can really, like, if I go into a raid for a weapon and it's really, really hard to get, I don't feel like, well, that effort's wasted because D3's coming out in like 6 months, you know?
Do I tell him?
Even though I'm sure they'll nerf the weapons and all of a sudden change the weapons, but it's still, I have that trophy in a way, you know?
Yeah.
It was good at one time, and I'm like, yeah, I did earn that awesome weapon that everyone wanted back in the day. No one wants it now, but I did earn it, you know?
So all I was going to say is they did just announce kind of that there's a new feature called sunsetting. Basically, the way that works is any weapon is good for, or armor is good for a year. After the year, you can't make it higher level anymore. So you can still use it. You could use it in PvP if it's not like power enabled.
Right, because some PvP playlists are normalized, right? Where it's just like you can use...
Everything is normalized except for Iron Banner and Trials.
Okay.
So everything else, you could use the first gun you get in the game if you really want. So those guns, anything like you just said, you earn a gun in a raid, you love it. You can still use it there. You can still use it like patrol. But in a year, you won't be able to use it in the new raids. You won't be able to use it in
Sure.
Trials and Iron Banner and anything else that they make higher, more difficult, so you won't be able to carry it with you. But they're doing that just because, you know, balancing becomes an issue when you have, I don't know, 800 guns or whatever the heck they're up to at some point.
That would be a lot. I mean, it's just a lot to manage in all the different equipment sets and all that stuff. It makes sense, but
sure.
I mean, at least your character's sticking with you, and you're like, okay, you know, I'm a hunter titan.
Will stay. Exotics
will stay
with us. Yes.
Okay, so those will always. Because can't you level up your power on a weapon by like, I forget what the process is called, but you like combine it with something else?
You basically take anything higher you get and you can eat it, consume it to put into your lower one. And it just takes that, brings it up to that number by using the other gun. So you basically delete the higher one to make your new one.
In favor of the one that you want to keep. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into it. You know, one thing, I messaged you when I was playing hooky a little bit today, and I'm like, man, I forgot how great and smooth the gunplay is in Destiny. It's just really, really fluid, and everything feels, I don't know, it feels more, instead of just every gun kind of feeling the same and they hit differently, they feel different. Like everything just, I don't know, it's designed really, really well, and I love the way it feels.
I think that's what keeps like half the player base around is just the gun gameplay, or probably even more than half. Like even when I have nothing to do, you can just sit in a patrol zone and just shoot your favorite guns, and it feels good.
Yeah, I mean the PvE section of the game is a complete sandbox. You could just roam around any of the planets, and all of a sudden people are like, oh, there's a public event over there. I'll go help those guys with that. Just a bunch of random things all over the map for you to just get kind of caught up in. I love it, you know. I played a lot of it on PS4, so.
Me as well. But yeah, without making a Destiny podcast, I will quickly, we are going to have new subclasses for the first time in a long time. It's called Stasis. I'm not 100% sure if they're ice classes or dark classes. Sounds like they're kind of like somewhere between there. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, new whole subclass. Like Ancient Bread just said, I wish they would make new classes. We've had Hunter, Titan, Warlock forever. I don't know if they ever will, but we'll see. But yeah, new subclass. We're getting 2 new raids next year. Well, 1 new raid and 1 from Destiny 1 days remade for PC. Vault of Glass, for anyone who knows it. So that's exciting. Anybody who's only played on PC can experience that. They're dropping a bunch of the...
Destiny 1 wasn't a PC game? I don't remember this.
It was not. No.
I mean, Destiny I was PS4 2, back in the day, so it didn't matter to me, but...
No, it was console exclusive. I mean, you know, both Xbox and PlayStation. But D2 came out, and it was PC only, and PC players that don't own consoles have always said, like, oh, I wish I could experience this or this or this from D1.
Okay.
And they kind of mentioned in the stream, the reveal, that, you know, they're going to be able to kind of do that. But to do that, right now, I think they said PlayStation's at 120 gigs is the game file. Like
yeah, that's nothing compared to Call of Duty.
So now whenever they add or bring back a D1 map or add a new map, they're going to have to get rid of things they have now. So they're getting rid of, I think it's IO, Titan, Leviathan, I'm probably missing something here, but they're getting rid of a bunch of planets, any activity that has to do with that planets, and they're going to add Europa, a brand new planet, and bring back the EDZ from Destiny 1, which had multi-class. So,
I mean, that keeps your content fresh, because there is one thing to be said. Like, I jumped into it recently and I was like, oh, I don't remember really how to play this game. I have to like relearn it to a certain extent again, or at least remind myself about it again. And
that game
if
has
they
so
just
many currencies, it's so bad.
Yeah, it does have a lot of that. And then like, but I can't imagine if they just kept adding and adding and adding and adding. Eventually you'd just be like, I have option paralysis and I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna not do anything.
There is 50 planets and I don't know which one to go to.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know what to do. This is overwhelming. I'm out, you know?
Yeah, they showed the new map, like the new destination page, and it looks very clean, like cleaner than even now adding stuff. So
okay.
I think it's going to help out. Like you said, newer players kind of getting back into it or whatever, like kind of clean it up, get all that out of there. Yeah, should be cool.
Well, I'm excited to get into it. I'm just playing PvE right now, but I want to get into PvP, and hopefully I can not bring your team down too much when we play together, but we'll see.
Impossible. I'm too good. You can't bring me down. No.
Ooh, damn.
I'm lying, but I am unbroken. So anyway, I don't want to gloss over it. So at the beginning of the reveal, I think one of the more powerful things I've seen in a while from a studio or someone like a game company, they did the reveal, they hyped it up, everyone was excited. They did not mention what was happening Tuesday that just passed. We have a new season. We had no teasers for the Tuesday drop. Mm-hmm. We had no teasers for what's going on in September, and we all knew something was coming. So everybody's hyped. Everybody's in this Twitch channel.
So excited to go and just like, let's give us all the news.
Yep. They did a countdown all the way until the time hit, which was noon for us on Tuesday. And noon hits, and they started off with 8 minutes, 46 seconds of, there was no sound, there was no talking, and obviously there was Black Lives Matter, and they had little text that would come across the screen, like, I can't breathe, and George Floyd, and all like that stuff, and it was, and you had to like sit there and just really realize how long that was, and obviously, like I said, I mean, they had thousands of people all in there for hype, and they use that moment to really take a stand, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't there during that
saying stuff, but that was big.
I wasn't there during that period, which I wish I was. Now that you say that, but you're right, because a lot of companies are just tweeting real quick, and you're like, you're just doing it just so you can be part of it, and just put a tweet out there so that people don't call you out for not putting a tweet out there, if you will. I'm going to post this link. Why don't you explain this link that we're putting in there? This is kind of the link
that's been going around Twitter. It has a bunch of resources to donate, to read more about Black Lives Matter, what the movement's all about, inequality mostly in America, but it is, I believe, worldwide. I mean, I've heard stories from UK and, of course, third world countries as well, but there's just a bunch of resources in there. I do also have like a Google Doc with a bunch of resources that we have in the Discord if people want to read even more. And I scroll Twitter for a while or just look up the hashtag Black Lives Matter. Yeah. And you'll find a whole slew of information. There's plenty out there, but we figured we'd post a link so something for the chat. Obviously, if you're listening to this on Spotify, you can't click the link, but it is blacklivesmatter.carrd.co. And like I said, that's just kind of the one I've been seeing the most go around and help out. But
because
I thought that was really powerful.
That is powerful. Like, I didn't see it, but how was chat reacting to that? Was it quiet, or were they being kind of Twitch, if you will, Twitchers, if you will?
Yeah, I was Bungie streaming it, so I didn't see the chat the whole time. But when I did see it, they did put it in subscriber mode only.
Okay.
To kind of weed out, the trolls.
Probably smart.
And everybody who is a subscriber, I would say 95% at least of the chat was either Black Lives Matter, hashtag George Floyd.
That's good.
Hearts.
That's good.
This is really awesome. Like all very positive stuff. Of course, you had a few people in there who
Well, inevitable.
The there always is, but it was overwhelmingly positive in my opinion. Even Twitter afterwards, at least the people I follow. I mean, I try to follow pretty positive people, but they were all, giving Bungie some props. And what was even really cool too is at the end of the reveal, they hosted Lupo and Dr. Lupo. I'm sure most people know him, but
I love that guy even more now.
Yeah, they hosted him and he did a Q&A with Luke Smith, the game director of Bungie. He's the one who made a lot of the raids in D1. I'm sure he does a lot of that stuff now too. He's a big World of Warcraft Star Wars fan, so Darth would like that guy.
I like him.
But the reveal was all pre-recorded because COVID, so no one's together and yada yada. But Luke Smith said he kind of was glad it was because, like, this was the first thing he says in the QA. He's like, I'm glad it was because after that 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence and that movement thing we did there, I don't think I would have been able to
just jump right back in and
jump back in and be hyped about a game and being excited and talking about things and you could see it in his face, like he looked, he almost looked sad even just re-bringing it up, and then they went into the Q&A. But it was just a really cool experience kind of to see it in the game world too, and seeing other people relate to it, because it's obviously, I know I've seen a lot of people say like, I want to play my video games, I don't want to see any of this stuff, but it affects everyone, gamers, just anybody,
literally
everybody
everyone.
Who does anything, artist, everything. I mean, so, but yeah, I mean, figured we have, we should mention that. I'm not sure what's going on in Ohio for you as far as like your city, a lot of protests or anything.
There's protests in Cleveland and Akron, which are the two big cities around us. Not a lot of stuff going on in some of the suburbs and things like that, but mostly in the big cities. We only had really one really bad night of the bad stuff, the looting and stuff. So that's, with one night of it, I think that's a positive thing, because everyone's focusing on what actually matters and not that, which is great. So around here, it's pretty normal. It's pretty good, really. They're still out there every single day. I think there's another big one coming up. I saw it on the City of Hudson's website, and I forget what date it is, but there's another big gathering coming up here really soon.
Yeah, we've been having them, like you said, kind of just our major cities for the most part. I mean, New Hampshire is so small that we don't have a big city, but I still saw pretty big turnouts. And
what is the big city in New Hampshire?
Manchester's probably considered the biggest city. Concord's our capital.
Okay.
Salem and Nashua are big because they're on the Massachusetts border, and we have no sales tax. They do, so they all come up in those two towns and shop at our malls for no sales tax. But yeah, Manchester's probably our biggest, and if you don't know the area, you don't know Manchester. So there's that.
Well, so it's the same. It's just, in the big cities, it makes the most sense because then you're going to get the most exposure and participation as well, because that's kind of a hub for everyone to go to.
Right.
So
yeah, I've seen big turnouts online. I've seen my friends go. Unfortunately, I haven't made it to any myself, but may have to. Obviously, it's a stance I believe in. But yeah, I mean, New Hampshire's small, so it's small, and we haven't had anything like police brutality because of the protests. We haven't had really, as far as I know, any rioters or looters.
Yeah, it's
just been all kind of peaceful protesting, and I mean, which is I think the best move anyway. But yeah, it's been fine here. No, nothing crazy.
Well, good.
I know Postal. We talk about him. He lives in Manchester, so he was talking about there's helicopters everywhere, and like, I mean, guns are also very very legal here. So a lot of the protesters are walking around with like ARs and stuff. Who knows why, but just because they can. Land of the live free or die. That's our motto in the state. So.
Is that okay? Well, there you go.
It is. That's our motto. You don't have to wear a helmet on a motorcycle, and you can carry an AR around town. So.
Okay. Well, we did post the link in the chat for anyone who would like to check it out. And then what was that? Actually, it's Black Lives Matters. I've noticed.
Oh yeah, Matters.
CARRD.co. So if you want to visit that, but let's switch it up to some more gaming stuff.
For sure.
So I've noticed a thing in the streaming world. I know I said let's switch it up to gaming, but I'm very curious about your thoughts on starting soon screens for your streams. So yes. I kind of have a mixed thought here. I like them in some cases, and then I don't like them in others. But what's your take on them? Do you think they're necessary? Do you think they're good, bad, whatever?
I think as long as they are, I don't know, 5 minutes is probably pretty good in my eyes, or less.
I don't think I'd go longer than 5, because then it's like, well, when is this person ever going to start, kind of a thing. I like countdowns.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan of the countdown. So if you do pop in, you're like, oh, I have 3 minutes to go until they actually hit the go live button. You're not just like, well, when? Like, I don't know how long this is going to be.
If it's like 6 minutes and they don't have a timer, I don't really care. I mean, let's be real. By the time you see somebody's on and you actually go to the stream, 3 minutes or so is probably gone by of their,
probably,
2-3 minutes, unless you're like living on their page.
Right.
Or you just happen to see them post on Twitter and you right when you refreshed or something. But so, I mean, typically it's not that long. And I liked what some people were saying on Twitter. I saw both sides. I don't really care if you have one. It's never hurt my view. I never go to someone's channel and be like, starting soon, I'm out of here.
Deuces. Yeah. So Devin Nash was saying that the statistics on a starting soon screen is that a lot of people will stop in and then instantly leave when they see the starting soon screen, which I find weird, because like, especially if you've always had a starting soon screen. So the person should expect that. So I'm assuming that like your normal viewers would be like, okay, I'm fine with this. But maybe a new viewer right after they watch an ad and then they're thrown into a starting soon screen, that sucks.
I'm curious where they get that statistic, because I mean, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I don't have a ton of new viewers most streams. If they do, they haven't spoke up, so maybe I'm just doing a poor job. Who knows? But the fact that they just happen to stumble in at the starting soon seems a little odd to me. And then, like you said, like, especially if you have a timer, if it says like a minute, I mean, really? I guess I see it. Somebody worded it pretty well on Twitter that was like, that gives me time, like, especially if it's someone I typically watch. I see they go live, I click it. Okay, I go, oh, okay, it's 2 minutes left. They go grab water, they go hit the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then they sit down. It's like the movie theater, you know when it says 5 o'clock showing, it doesn't start at 5. It's a trailer. It's a whatever else they feel like doing. The silence your cell phones.
See, I've taken my starting soon screen off, and I'm gonna do it for a couple streams and see how I like it. But I'm the same way. Like, I wasn't doing audio tests because I did that before I was live and all that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like my intro song kind of gets me in the mindset to start talking, and like it prepares me mentally a little bit more than just like me listening to an iTunes song before I hit the button, you know? So
yeah,
I'm gonna experiment with it a little bit.
It's just getting people in chat, like, you know.
Yeah, what's the it takes like 2 minutes or 3 minutes for the notification of you being live to go out on Twitch, right? Something like that. It's
our
slow.
Bot in chat takes 2-3 minutes, and then it also posts to our Discord, and that's same thing, 2-3 minutes for it to even say anything.
So you would have already, said hello and done a couple things that in your just chatting section, if you start with just chatting or whatever. You would have already done a couple things, and then you kind of have to repeat a couple things once people trickle in.
Right. And I don't mind repeating things, but exactly, I don't want someone to miss out on, like, I started with, I cut my hair or whatever, and then everybody stumbles in afterwards because nobody made it to the first 2 minutes because nobody even knew I was live.
Nobody knew, right? Well, because like some people, if they don't have notifications on, the little feed on the left-hand side of Twitch, that thing doesn't update for quite a while. The other day when I was in your stream and you took a break, you were in there for like 15 minutes after you were not live anymore. It was very weird. Yeah. So it takes a while for that stuff to update and refresh and get you back kind of in the queue of Twitch, if you will. So
I used to do no starting soon screen, but what's funny is that's when I was actually being more lazy. So now, I didn't even have one. I didn't feel like making one. I didn't feel like finding one. I just clicked go live, and there I was.
You're like, okay, let's play some games. I guess it's also it's also different depending. Like I start every single stream with just chatting. So like, you know, I want to talk to the people about, you know, the past couple days because I don't stream every day. So I talk to people about like the past couple days or, you know, what I plan on doing during the stream that day. Kind of just a little bit of chit chat, kind of saying hi. I don't jump right into games. I know some people just jump right into games, and probably no starting soon screen for that's probably fine. Let's be honest.
I do both, either just chatting or sometimes I'm like mid Crucible match and I'm like, I should be streaming. Click.
And then all of a sudden it's just bam, and you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really care, but I've heard viewers say they don't like it, and then it's all the streamers that like it. So
yeah, I mean, one thing,
and being both, we kind of can see, you know, like we're more on the streamer side because we do it, and then we don't care that someone else does it because we're a streamer.
Yeah, that's probably true, because I do like it when, like, let's say chat fills up a little bit. Let's 2 to 5 people hop into some small streamers chat. Now you have a group of people to start the conversation with, rather than just like 1 or 2 maybe. I think it's starting to storm out there. I don't know if you can hear that through the mic.
I heard something, yeah.
Right. But I like it when you hit the transition to your actual scene where you're talking to people, and then all of a sudden instantly the conversation starts, rather than, you know, a bunch of dead air in the beginning. Someone trickles in, you talk to that one person, someone else trickles in, because inevitably the question for your normal viewer is, hey, how was your day, or like, what's going on? And you're like, I just told the first guy, now I got to tell the second guy, now I got to tell the third person, now I got to tell the, you know, and just keep going down the line, saying the same exact statement over and over again, you know?
I think the best of both worlds in theory would be if you had a cool intro, right? Like my best example is, you know, I always talk about Tim the Tatman. I think Summit has one as well. I'm sure others, but it's kind of like a montage of like all old stuff, but it's like edited all funny, and like his chat loves it. I love it. I like sometimes try to make it right when he goes live to watch the intro, because it's like entertaining.
I'll start rolling my channel intro, you know, the little video that's a channel feature. I'll just start running that as the intro each time or whatever.
That's what I mean though. Like, so we all watch that, and like then if you're new, it's almost like they're live. They're not, but like you can't talk to them. But
I see what you're saying.
To watch. There's but you didn't have to. You're not live. Like you don't have to say how's your day, what I did today, blah blah. You don't have to just chat with anyone. They're just watching. It's like a 5-minute intro instead, video.
Interesting. That's a good thought.
Our boy Luke Diamond has his. There's definitely some. I think that's probably the best route, because then it's exciting. You don't just jump in and go 8 minutes remaining, and like you said, people might just leave. They go, oh, this other guy's live, and I was between the two anyway.
So
and now
I have the overhead camera that shows me like getting ready for the stream and doing things and like walking around and stuff like that. I got that one from Sam Woodall from Alpha Gaming. He did a tutorial on it, and I was like, that's a really good idea. I never thought of that. So I did that, and that's kind of okay, because then like if someone types in chat, they see me bend down, type in the keyboard, and then all of a sudden it pops up in there, and they're like, oh, he's talking to us. I don't know. It's I haven't really come up with my final decision on it yet, but I think what it's going to come down to is I'm going to have some kind of starting soon. Maybe it's not going to be that static starting soon that we're used to. I like your idea where you kind of make a little channel trailer and maybe change it up once in a while when new clips get added, or you find a new clip, you can then make a new one and put a bunch of interesting, fun things together. Like, don't you have a cat video?
Yeah. So last week I've been using Destiny, like animated their actual starting soon screen, and then like a GIF of a ghost they use as for a BRB. Bungie's super cool. I even tweeted it yesterday. They don't care if you use basically any of their assets, as long as, you know, like you can't make your own game and use all their assets, but you can,
but like to create content music for their games. Yeah.
Right. So you can play their music on stream. I don't think they care if you're playing Destiny. Play their music.
No, you retweeted it yesterday, and they don't care. They're like, we want this music out there. Use it. Go ahead. So
you can use their music. Like I said, I've been using their animations. I mean, once again, I'm not using them to make like a real blockbuster movie or my own game, but I'm using it for content. I'm basically promoting their stuff. So they like it. They've always been pretty community driven. So I'm sure there's other companies too, but I use those.
That's awesome, especially with the way Twitch is treating DMCA strikes right now. Like the whole, well, Twitter, streamer Twitter, as we call it, or as I've seen Twitter. It, or Twitch Twitter, is it? Okay, I've seen Twitter, streamer both, Twitter, all the different. They're all freaking out about it because recently, I think it was Warner Brothers or Universal, two of the record labels went out and Devin Nash was saying it was only like 2 or 3 songs, but every single clip and every single broadcast that had that song got a DMCA strike on it. In like the same day. Okay. And like everyone was freaking out and like deleting all their VODs, deleting all their clips, deleting everything on their channel because, if 1 or 2 record labels do it, there's nothing stopping the rest of them from doing it. I don't think we've seen the full extent of what the DMCA strikes are going to yield, but that's really cool of a company like Bungie that they make their own music for their game to come out and be like, use it, please. I want it out there. I want you to be able to make content with our music. Now, a couple artists and things like that are doing it as well that aren't signed with record labels and things like that. As you know, I like Harris Heller a lot. He has his playlist. I recently I resubscribed to Pretzel Rocks. It's just pretzel.rocks is the URL, and I use that as well. I like that a little bit because it includes stream beats, and it also has a couple other genres. So like if you want some music over your Call of Duty gameplay, you're not going to use like a real chill playlist because that's like 2 very different feels and emotion, right? So I started subscribing to that again. There's Epidemic Sound out there. There's a bunch of them out there, but do you use copywritten? Is that the right copywritten? Why does that sound so weird?
Copywritten we'll go with.
Yeah. Anyway, do you use...
I do not. I believe I probably have played like some songs on my stream, but I've never been like I play music the whole time or anything. So when they rolled that out, I didn't go look at clips. I didn't look at videos. I don't care. There's probably nothing there. And if there is, I actually don't even know what the punishment was. Don't they just delete that video?
So they lock your account down and then they want you to delete the video. Technically, by the letter of the law, Twitch has to delete the video. But here's a kind of weird thing that was happening to a bunch of people. You can't delete a clip or a highlight that's over a year old through Twitch's interface. So some of these videos that got hit with this DMCA strike are older than, they're like from 2015, 2016, like really, really, really old. And they couldn't delete them through Twitch itself, which
so I don't understand why everyone's freaking out and deleting like basically their whole website. Like,
yeah, they're deleting basically every piece of their content. It's just an overreaction because technically, by the letter of the law, Twitch is the one who has to delete it. They should just they should take that video and just it's gone, and send you an email and say, hey, we deleted this video because of the DMCA strike, and that's it. That's what they should do, but Twitch should do quite a few things.
Root, if you've probably seen him in your chat before as a bot, but he is a real person, Commander Root. He makes bots for Twitch and Twitter and stuff. Okay. And he actually made a tool to help you delete clips and videos and stuff on Twitch.
Yeah,
he has a lot of really cool tools actually. So
I might have to research that. I just thought it was like a stats bot forever.
Like he actually has. I didn't like him at first, and then I started looking more into. I follow him on Twitter now, and he posts like you can see anybody. You can literally watch as people get partnered. You can see as people get affiliate. Like he has all sorts of tools that you can just see things happening. So it's pretty neat.
That is kind of cool. I like that. I always just thought it was just one of those stupid bots that just went into everyone's chat. It's like
electrical skateboard and.
Yeah, the many of them that are out there that I don't even know why they exist. Commander Root sounds like he has a purpose though, like he's sharing data. So
he's live like most of the time too, and if you go there, it has like stats that's like what the stream is. It's just stats on the screen.
Oh, that's cool. Now I want to go check it out. I'm gonna have to check that out.
not to promo Commander Root too hard, but like I said, he's making tools. It seems like for the greater good of creators.
That does sound cool.
I don't think he makes you pay for anything, so might have some ads on there or something. Who knows? But
every site has Google ads because why not? You put it around, people scroll by it and don't even care about it anymore nowadays. So. Okay, so
anyway, I do have cats as my starting soon screen. I just filmed my cats playing with a toy and kind of just threw it up there and for a BRB, them playing in the sink or vice versa.
I've seen the one where it's like a tower with the balls that spin around or whatever.
Yeah, that's
he's like playing with
that's the BRB, and then the playing in the sink is the starting soon screen.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna film more cat videos and just have them be different each time or something.
I have a lot of paintball footage because I wear a camera on my helmet when I play paintball.
There you go.
I should put some of that stuff up there. That would be kind of interesting for a starting soon screen.
I think anything would be more interesting than the static.
Just the
5-minute countdown.
Just the pretty picture with the starting soon text stylized across the front of it. Right.
I think that's more the point they were trying to get at. Like, no one wants to sit there and stare at a screen that just counts down. It's like staring at a clock at work. It's not that fun.
That's one. So when we say they, I specifically called out a video that Harris Heller and Devin Nash were talking about it. And one thing they never touched on was different things like what you're doing, or, the ideas that where you're doing a little channel trailer in a way, giving some entertainment during that starting soon screen. So that's a good way to do it, because then it gives you the best of both worlds. It gives the viewer the entertainment. It gives the streamer, if they want that prep time or if they want that hype time or whatever you want to call it, it gives you both something to kind of benefit
there you go,
from.
Alpha Gaming. If you need some advice on intro screens and stuff, I'm right here. I'll take $50K a year or something. It's fine. Just
subscribe to GG Weekly Podcast too, please. Thanks.
Yes, that'd be great too. We should plug more though, guys. Everybody, we are on Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
We're officially Podbean. Everywhere now.
Officially everywhere.
Everywhere that I could think of for a podcast to go, we are there.
You open your fridge, we are there. You open your cabinets, we're there.
Well, fridges have iPads on them now, so you can listen to GG Weekly while you're making your eggs in the morning or whatever you have for breakfast. Your cereal.
I listen to podcasts when I do the dishes now, so you could do that.
There you go. I listen to podcasts in the shower. I pretty much anytime I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to a podcast. I don't like silence very much.
See, if I'm not at my computer, I don't really have anything. I listen to streams at my computer or the game I'm playing, and then when I leave, maybe a podcast, but typically just nothing.
I almost always have something on in some form. I'm just realizing that. I listen to things a lot. Audiobooks as well.
Commander Root is in our chat right now, I guess.
He's here.
There you
go. So is there anything that you're excited on for video games besides your Destiny reveal? I mean, it's been a really slow time in video games lately. I know we have Last of Us 2 on its way. You looked that up before, wasn't it? The 19th?
19th. So 9 days from today. We won't be able to talk about next week, but the week after, hopefully.
Are you getting it?
I think so. I'm only hesitant because I don't want to take out a console.
Yeah, so I unhooked mine to bring to a buddy's house once. We never ended up playing it, but threw it in a bag and everything. The bag is still sitting with the PlayStation in it. I don't even worry about it because I play on my PC all the time. So I'm really debating whether or not I'm going to get Last of Us 2 because I feel like I'd rather wait till it's like $30. I don't know.
That's a good call too, because I mean I can avoid spoilers. I'm fine. But yeah, I can wait till it's on sale. I don't think it'll go on sale anytime soon. Probably wait until at least Christmas. But
well, even Christmas. I mean, we're in June now, so it might go on sale in June. I've seen worse. What did Anthem take to go on sale? Like 1 month?
Probably a day because it was so bad. But
it was like the next day it was $1. No.
But yeah, I mean, I hope to get it at some point. Whether I get it at release or not, I haven't decided. As we just said, Destiny did new season Tuesday, so I'll be on that a lot. Fortnite's coming out with their new season in a week from today, I think, and I'm not like stoked on that, but I do play here and there. So
it's something, right?
I play with a buddy, so gives us something to do.
When the gaming world is so slow like this, like you got to get excited about something, and if you play Fortnite once in a while, why not, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Warzone Season 4. What'd you say?
We do workouts like for games like that. We used to do it with Halo back in the day, and now we do it with Fortnite a little bit. So
what is this?
Each time we play, we kind of like come up with a new equation. Like each kill I get, I do 5 sit-ups. Whatever place I come in, I times that by 2, and that's my push-ups or whatever. Like you come up with a new mathematical little equation each time we do it, and
that's kind of interesting.
The worse you play, the more workout you do. It kind of encourages you to play better because you want to do less workout. But even if you play bad, at least you got a good workout.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that idea. That's neat.
Yeah, it's a little harder to stream or something like that, but
you definitely don't want to jump into Call of Duty Warzone and get like 150th place, die right away or something, right? You're like, what did I just do to myself?
So and him, Psychmerse on Twitter, Twitch, or whatever. He doesn't stream, but he streams with me. He was coming over once a week, and we'd do a stream kind of like this. We kind of did like a podcast type thing. We did gaming. We did whatever we thought was fun. And one stream we did workout for bits or subs or whatever.
Okay.
And somebody came in and donated like $10 in bits, and we had to do push-ups like the rest of the stream. And it was just like I was just like laying on the floor screaming like,
I can't do it.
Everybody left the stream because we're not even talking to chat. We're just doing push-ups.
Oh, that's funny.
It was still fun. I'd do it again, maybe.
You gotta put a limit on it. Be like, once my arms are noodles. What? Baggy noodles. Yeah. Once my arms are noodles, I can't do this anymore. We'll switch to, I don't know, flutter kicks or something like that.
I guess you could do like I'm gonna do a workout tonight. Any subs or bits I get will influence my workout, and you could record it and speed it up and put it on YouTube or something.
Yeah, like time lapse it or something so that it's nice and quick. That could be that's your next intro. That's your next starting soon screen. There you go.
There you go. Each day I have a new intro. It's my workout from the day before. Yeah, so in line with Fortnite, their new season coming out, Warzone Season 4 is coming out tonight. Yeah. What is that? What do they have? Is it just same thing, skins?
Yeah, so like there's going to be 2 new maps for the normal MP. There's Captain Price, everyone knows it. It's not a spoiler by any means. He's coming to the game. 2 new weapons are coming to the game. There was a rumor that the map was going to change a little bit, but I don't know if I believe that or not. We're expecting some kind of map change at some point. Actually, the map change would kind of make sense because Call of Duty 2020 is supposed to be talked about tomorrow at the PlayStation reveal. So a map change tonight in Warzone coinciding with like the Call of Duty 2020 stuff might make sense.
So when is this season change?
Tonight at 11 p.m. Pacific time, so 2 a.m. our time.
Okay. Anything in season pass 3 that I'm missing out on?
Not really, no.
Like Ghost skin or whatever, right?
No, Ghost was, or wait, was that this one?
I don't know.
Either Alex or Ghost was this one. I can't remember which season was which, but yeah, it's either Alex or Ghost. I think it's Alex in season 3, to be honest with you. I think Ghost was season 2, but not really. Like Call of Duty's season pass, I'll be honest, it's kind of crap. It's not very good, and yeah, it gives you some extra cosmetics and like vehicle skins and blueprints, which blueprints don't even matter to me because you can make the same gun anyways. The only benefit you have with blueprints is if you haven't unlocked the gun fully yet, you get to use some stuff that you haven't unlocked yet. So that's kind of cool for some people, but I don't know. I buy it every single season so far just because I play Call of Duty all of the time. So
it's the same though. Like if you buy one and then you finish it, you have enough money in game to buy the next one for free, right? Basically.
Yeah, you do. I normally end up buying some skin packs and random stuff throughout too, because kind of like you with Fortnite, you play it enough to where, or that's a bad example. You with Destiny, you're like, I'll throw some money in here because I play it so often, and I just want to look a little bit different, or I want to have that special thing, whatever it may be. So I still buy them.
I'm typically not a sucker for that stuff. I've spent like maybe $40 in 3 years in Destiny on like silver.
How much did you just spend on Destiny just the other day?
Well, that was for a collector's edition of the game, and that was $200. But not in-game rewards.
In-game rewards, right? Well, no, don't you get
collector's edition?
You get like a gun or something,
you get an
like
emblem,
a couple things.
An emblem, an emote, and for pre-ordering, you also get like a ghost shell, an emote, or whatever. Like,
okay.
But you get physical stuff for the collector's edition. It comes with a bag,
like a canteen.
I don't want to call it a flask. A canteen, a bag, and a light-up ship, pyramid ship. Couple cool things. Nothing crazy, honestly. Probably not worth $200. But I have every Destiny collector's edition to date, so why stop now?
I used to do that for when I bought physical copies of Call of Duty. I used to always buy the collector's editions as well. And then once I switched to digital, I just completely stopped buying collector's editions altogether because I'm buying it digital. I don't know. I
still
stopped.
do deluxe editions because they usually come with like the season pass included.
Yeah, I'll still do that.
And it's like the same price, so why not? And it usually comes with like an extra whatever physical digital item. Yeah,
either digital item or some currency or whatever. You get some extra stuff.
Get in the game 2 days early or something like that. So
yeah. I don't know why. Ever since I used to like doing the whole wait outside of GameStop. This is when GameStop didn't they'd give you the game at 9 p.m. and then you just like the servers unlocked at midnight. This was when you had to show up at midnight, pick up the stuff, and then go home, and then you could play. That was a bad section of time though, because when PS4 first came out, that's when games started to have to be installed completely on your hard drive anyways.
Oh God, yeah. So at midnight, you'd have to install a whole game of 150 gigs or whatever.
You'd have to install the game, and then you'd have to install the stupid update. And by the time like all that's done, you're basically tired and not really hyped up anymore to play. So yeah, the change to digital kind of ruined that excitement period a little bit for the game releases.
Usually be ready at midnight, so at least midnight is like,
yeah, that's true. Like, preloads are nice.
But I agree, like standing out in front of GameStop was definitely a lot of fun. Like I used to look forward to that,
talking with all the people and just chit chat and meeting new people. Like there'd be times where we'd set up games and we're like, okay, give us all your PSN name, and then we'd all get in a game together and fight against each other. And it was a different level of socializing. What?
Socialization, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Destiny 1 I stood in line for. That was one of the last games I probably stood in line for, and it was like a friend from middle school. We talked in high school a bit. Okay. And we ended up playing all night that night. Like you just said, we saw each other like, oh my God, you're getting this too. And
what?
We did I'm gonna play one more game, and then 5 a.m. rolls around.
That is the gamer's poison right there. The one more game statement. Like it's so much to the point where I have to stop saying it.
Name.
One more game, right? So now I don't even do the one more game thing. Like I just go, okay, that's it for me. I got to get off. Like you just have to cut it off right there and then just go. Because every single time I've said one more game, not every single time, that's an exaggeration, of course, but a lot of the time you'd be like one more game, and then all of a sudden that's the best game of the entire night.
You die immediately.
Oh yeah,
that one doesn't count. That one doesn't count.
And I didn't even get to play.
So yeah, it either goes one way or the other.
Yeah, if it's the best game of the night, like your heart's racing, you're not at all ready to go to bed anymore. You're just hyped and want to play some more, and then you say one more game again, and the cycle continues.
Oh yeah, I know that cycle all too well.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing crazy game-wise, like you said. Probably Last of Us 2 is probably the coolest thing. Tomorrow we have PS5 reveal, which maybe we'll get some hype stuff going on, but that won't be till, I don't know, November.
Yeah, I'm hoping probably. That we have a little bit from it to just at least chat about next week. But
yeah, for sure.
There's rumors that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 might be talked about.
I've heard that a little bit, yeah.
Obviously, I would be all about that. What else did I see? And now my brain's just totally going blank on some of the things I've seen. I'm hoping that tomorrow when they announce Horizon Zero Dawn 2, if they do, or they talk about it, I'm hoping that they also say Horizon Zero Dawn is available on PC. Because I'm waiting for that thing to drop so I can play it in all its 1440p high frame rate glory. Because even on PS4 Pro, that game, there were times where it was chugging along. It's a good game.
Lots of games in that. Any games like, any franchises you're hoping kind of surprise game come out of nowhere for the new PlayStation or anything?
Splinter Cell, 100%.
Okay.
I'm dying for another Splinter Cell. I love stealthy shooter games like that. And if that was to come back, that would be amazing. The closest thing we've gotten so far is in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Sam Fisher came back and we did like a mission with him and he was part of the game. And everyone was thinking that was going to be like, oh, remember this guy? Everyone remembers him. And then there was going to be some kind of game reveal and it just never happened. So that would be a fabulous one. I would love that. Other than that, I can't.
It'd probably be a Little Big Planet.
Oh, okay. See, I loved that game.
I was obsessed
with people around, but I never liked it by myself.
I liked both. It was one of the most frustrating games though, because I tried to 100% them, and like, you needed 4 players to do some of them, and if one person died, sometimes like you couldn't do it or whatever. Like there was all these little. I don't even know if they'll come out with a new one though, because I don't know.
Well,
the people who made the game don't make it anymore.
Media Molecule is the company that made it, and they just came out with a Dreams, which kind of like it stemmed off of the Make Anything You Want kind of an idea, but like to the completely next level. And I don't know if Dreams has been very successful, to be honest. It seems like it came out and it kind of fell off the map.
I played it at PAX West before it came out. That was really cool. That was actually where I met the artist that did my logo in the line for Dreams. But yeah, I didn't buy it and I haven't heard almost anything about it. Once again, we're kind of not in console land anymore, but
no, I
haven't heard anything. And Little Big Planet was big.
Yeah, well, it was huge. Like there was 2 of them, right? Only 2.
3.
Was there 3? I don't even know there was 3.
I'm pretty positive there was 3.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, like, so isn't Dreams also an AR? Or am I imagining that? No, that's how you like paint things. You can paint things and make things in not AR, but VR.
It probably came out in VR. I mean, they have PlayStation VR.
Yeah. So I've seen some pretty cool. I've seen some cool like videos on YouTube where it shows like, oh, it's Metal Gear Solid remade in Dreams, and I'm like, oh, well, cool, but now what? What do you buy? Do you buy that game and then there's some pre-made levels? Is it like Mario Maker where it's just all like user source content? I'm kind of confused at what that game was supposed to be.
When it first came out, because I almost bought it like when it first released, but they said don't buy it when it first comes out if you don't want to create things, because the initial release was
it was like
canvases and everybody makes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They did come out with like a story later, kind of like Little Big Planet, and I don't know what that consists of. I mean, Little Big Planet was the same way though. There was 3. I just googled it real quick, but the third one, people they kind of made a lot of make yourself tools, and that people made pinball games, people made racing games, people made but you could still tell it was the Little Big Planet world.
Yeah, it still had like the Little Big Planet assets, but it was the heart of the game was still there. The pinball heart was still there. It
was really cool, but I mean, I'm curious. I should look into that, because I might, who knows, maybe it'll be something I liked. But yeah, Little Big Planet 4, I'm hoping to see. I don't know if they can. I don't know. I think PlayStation owns it technically, kind of like how Halo is Microsoft, even though Bungie originally made it.
I feel like you're correct on that one. I don't know for sure, but that sounds right. Because Little Big Planet never came out.
Little Big Planet 3. I don't think Media Molecule did. I think it was somebody else.
Just Sony gave the source code to someone else and was like, just make a new A new
developed
version.
by Sumo Digital.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not Media Molecule, because Media Molecule is the original company.
They made Tearaway after Little Big Planet, and then Dreams.
Okay, I don't remember Tearaway at all.
It was like paper craft things. Like the world was all paper. You could like fold a mountain and it'd flatten out, and like
weird.
You could do all sorts of cool things. It was neat. It didn't take off as much as like their other games, but
they always seem like they're the ones that like want to stretch the envelope, or that doesn't make sense. But like just outside of the box kind of thinking in games, making something a little bit different. You know, Dreams
we need more of that.
We do. I mean, I was talking to one of my viewers the other day, and they're like, you know, what's your favorite type of game? And I'm always a shooter guy. I love third-person shooters and first-person shooters. Those are really the only type of games that can keep my attention for a long period of time. I've tried a couple other things like RTSs and, you know, MOBAs, the like top-down stuff like Diablo and stuff. Platforming games, you know, I've tried them all, and it just seems like for the most part, the only straying that I do from shooters is like a third-person action-adventure game, like Horizon Zero Dawn or Spider-Man, Tomb Raider, things like that. That's about as far as I drift. And it's not that I haven't tried a bunch of other things. It's just that like, no matter how much time I put into them, I'm always like, meh, I want to go back to shooters.
I'm mostly with you, so I feel that. I mean, I play a ton of Animal Crossing still, but other than that, if it's not Nintendo, it usually doesn't grab me unless, like you said, third party. I mean, third, whatever, like Tomb Raider, I love.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know why that is.
Little Big Planet for me, and Horizon Zero Dawn. I wouldn't be upset about a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 either.
That, I actually kind of, as much as I want them to announce that, I kind of don't want them to announce that, only because then I'm going to want to get a PlayStation 5. And I just don't want to spend the money on a PlayStation 5 at launch, you know? It's like...
Yeah, I'm not planning to buy any new consoles at launches unless, like you just said, something comes out that I feel like I have to. And I can't even think of one game that would make me do it. I don't think any...
I think
Horizon wouldn't.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2 would be something that I would really struggle with. And honestly, what would happen is I'd probably not buy it on release day, but like a month later, I like can't contain myself and I'd buy it anyways.
I always like to wait anyway, because usually they come out with like Horizon Zero Dawn version of the PlayStation 5. Or...
Oh, that's true. Like a collector's special edition thing. That's very true. That's very true.
I sold my PS4 and bought the Destiny PS4 at one point because they did that. Like same
absolutely
thing,
not surprising whatsoever.
Not at all. But
if they should make a custom PC case for you. Do they have one?
They really should. I don't think so. I'm sure you could get like the glass tempered to
etched. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I have the mouse. They went with Razer and made a mouse, keyboard, headset, and mouse pad.
Oh wow! And you don't have the headset? What's wrong with you?
I have the exact same model for Becky, and I hate that headset. It's just I'm not a fan. I don't care if it has Destiny on the side. I'm not buying it because I won't use it.
I gotcha. Well,
I've debated, but
speaking of buying new expensive things, Nvidia's new graphics cards, they're gonna announce them real soon. Like there's pictures of the 3080 out there, and they're gonna talk about it. Would you do the upgrade to the 3000 series Nvidia cards, or are you sticking with your 2080?
I don't see a reason to upgrade yet. Now, granted, of course, if they come out with specs and they're so insane that I feel like I have to, there's a chance.
Okay.
But I can't think of reason to, because I mean, I don't have any games that are pushing the envelope of my graphics card. Right now, my CPU is probably my bottleneck.
Okay.
And if I upgrade my CPU, I don't think I'd have any issues. So, yeah, I don't think so. But no promises.
They're supposed to be doing amazing things with the ray tracing technology, and then obviously they're going to be faster. They always are faster, but
they have to be, yeah.
They're saying that the new cards, you turn on RTX and it's not supposed to have any frame effect at all. It's just you're
cool.
Good. You're good to go. Right now, if I turn on RTX,
any games that use ray tracing.
I mean, Call of Duty has it, but I don't know if it's just my eyes or something, or maybe the Call of Duty isn't really made for ray tracing, but like when I turn it on, I go, it doesn't look that different to me. Like, I don't know what I'm looking for either. I'm looking all over going, I don't know what I should be like picking out of when ray tracing's on.
It's supposed to make like windows shiny, like more realistic, like things like that.
Yeah, and like light beams and just all kinds of. But when I turn it on, I go, I don't really see a difference except for the fact that my frame rate just went blah through the floor. I go from like 130 frames per second to like 97, and I'm like,
ray tracing like demo, and that looks really cool.
That one does look cool, but I guess because the old Minecraft doesn't look good at all to me, when you put the right, when they put the ray tracing, I'm like, oh, the lights look nice. It still looks like Legos, but the light looks nice.
It's really nice Legos now.
Yeah, they're very shiny and beautiful. They're clean Legos.
Have you tried Minecraft Dungeons?
No, I'm not much of a Minecraft guy, I'll be honest.
So I play a ton of it.
You play really?
Minecraft Dungeons, that is.
Okay, so what's the difference between normal like Minecraft and then Minecraft Dungeons?
So it's the same look, but it's not the same game by any means. Dungeons is basically Diablo.
Okay.
With the Minecraft look, you know, like you're in third person over top view, whatever, and you know, there's a little bit of magic and classes, kinda. It's more based on whatever armor you're wearing makes your class. You're not a class, you're just a character, but your gear makes you the class. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I played through the story once. I guess you have to play through it 3 times to max out the difficulty. Once you beat it the third time, you're maxed out difficulty.
It's one of those games where like, I hate when Call of Duty campaigns like you have to play on the max you can go as a veteran. You can't go to the hardest difficulty right away, because that's how I like to play games, is just straight to the hardest and just struggle through and be really good at the game by the time I'm done with it, and then not have to play it again. And then just be like, okay, I'm good.
You wouldn't be able to, I guess, in theory, because like, well, at least how they set it up, because like I even tried it the hardest at the first level, and I was getting like basically one shot.
Okay.
You have to get a little bit of armor, and then the second level I did the hardest, and I was fine. But once again, it wasn't the real hardest. You have to beat it. 2 more times. It was the first playthrough. I actually had a ton of fun. I played with my buddy that I don't really play games with a ton because we don't usually have similar tastes, but we both enjoyed Diablo, so it worked out perfectly. Nice. I started the second playthrough and was like, I don't want to play all these missions again. So I feel ya. I may go back to it. It's super relaxing, and maybe if different people want to play too. It's 4-player. It's free on Xbox Game Pass.
Okay.
Did you see? Worth checking out.
On Xbox Game Pass tomorrow, No Man's Sky is going to be free on Xbox Game Pass, and
I did not see that, but I will be playing.
It's going to be cross-play, so PC, Xbox, and PS4 can all play together. Which
looks like we might have something else to try.
They probably needed to do that because the player base is a little bit smaller. So combining it all together gets it so that you can actually play with more people. So that's kind of cool. But I do have Xbox Game Pass because I got it for free for like 6 months or something like that when I bought my computer. So we're approaching the end of it. But I want to check that game out because it's an interesting concept, but I would be too gun shy to buy that game. Like,
I would not buy it, but I will definitely try it on Game Pass.
Oh, yeah. And then if you like it and like expansions and stuff, but I don't know, like we talked about, I forget what episode it is, but we like the free-to-play model because it's like a try before you buy or a try before you invest kind of a model, you know? Or at least that's how I felt, you know?
I like if they have like Destiny has the paid DLC so that you're not just buying cosmetics always for everything, but they still make money.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the way Fortnite does it, where the only investment is the battle pass, which whatever. And then cosmetics. I think I agree with you where like you get the base game for free and then you put more content into it because you like the game so much and you want to keep playing it. Right. Which, by the way, if anyone out there wants to get Destiny, like the expansions, they're on sale. At least on PC, they're on sale right now on Steam. Because I got the
for both, I think.
Yep, 35 for both. So not too bad.
Come play with us.
Well, do you have anything else you want to touch on today?
I I thought of one more game.
Okay,
Valorant.
I want to hear it.
Have you gotten into Valorant at all again? Because it's now officially released.
I tried it again, and then I deleted it. I was like, I'm just not.
And I have not deleted it, so.
I know that if I really, really forced myself, I could probably start to enjoy the game more, but it's not the kind of game that would ever pull me off of something else. So I was like,
It'll, if anything, I'll keep it on my PC as like, if somebody I don't play with a lot says, hey, want to play Valorant? I'd probably say, sure, and get on.
Okay.
It looked like there was a new hero. I didn't read much into it. It looked kind of cool, but yeah, other than that, I haven't heard anything about it. I've seen people playing it. It doesn't look like it was as big as when it came out still.
I think, I mean, they did a good job of hyping it up before we all got that, what was it, alpha or beta access, whatever, open beta or closed beta. And then when everyone started playing the closed beta, everyone started formulating their own opinions about it. And then, it's died off quite a bit. It's Twitch is doing that to a lot of games, actually. So Escape from Tarkov had the same kind of thing. Escape from Tarkov has been out for a really long time, playable. But then they did the Twitch drop event, and everyone was in Tarkov. Everyone was trying Tarkov. They did the same thing with Valorant. I don't know how to say it still. But they did the same thing with that game, and it was, it just died off after a while. I don't know if these Twitch drop situations and these betas and stuff like that are actually good for games or bad for them, honestly. Because
I'm not sure.
Because if they didn't do that closed beta period, and then they did the same thing now when the game is officially launched, people wouldn't have. Because it was pretty buggy, right? Like, there's bugs where you couldn't aim down sights. There's bugs where, like, some weapons would not shoot. There was all kinds of different miscellaneous things going wrong with it.
Bugs when I played, but that doesn't mean there weren't any.
Right. I mean, because that can sour someone's...
Twitch, so it's not dead by any means. What is funny to me, there might be a tourney or something, though, is Counter-Strike, which is basically what they base the entire game off of, in my opinion, is actually the category above it right now. Almost double viewers.
Oh, wow.
In Counter-Strike, and it's way older. Like I said, that could just be based on a tourney or something, though. But yeah, I mean, 7 Twitch category is not bad. It's just, for it being the new game, it's losing to League of Legends, Fortnite, and Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto. Like,
Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft Auto 5 is always up there because of all the role players, I think, or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But all the other ones are the typical you'd expect there. League of Legends has been up there since the game came out, I'm pretty sure.
Is Dota up there too, or is that not as popular as League? I know I have a buddy who plays Dota. That's the only reason I ask.
The second row for me or whatever, so it's like, I don't know, 16th or something.
Oh, okay.
Just chatting first, it usually is, unless something's going on.
I think just chatting's first a lot of the time because people forget to switch there. Like, they'll be playing a game, but they will forget to switch, which I'm notorious for as well. Yeah, I have a whole Stream Deck profile for switching to my primary games just so I hopefully remember, or if I don't, I can switch it a lot faster than doing the whole click over, type something, and then do whatever,
Yeah. But I think that's it for as far as gaming news for me. I just kind of remembered that those were a thing, and I'm sure they're important to somebody. So, but yeah, I'd like to give Valorant one more good try before I consider it just like a background game that I like, kind of like Call of Duty for me. That
sure,
the right person asks me to play, and I'm not playing Destiny, and I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll jump on.
Right. Yeah, I tried it and. It was enough for me to say I don't need this game on my computer. I'm fine.
That's pretty bad, but
see ya,
Yeah, unless you have more, I think that concludes all the topics.
Yeah, that'll wrap us up. Go for it.
Which is next week. We have guests, I believe. They have not responded to me, but they were ready to do 2 weeks ago before we found out Darth's flight was earlier than we thought, and they said they should be good for whenever. So I believe they will be on the show next week. So look forward to that.
And what podcast are they from?
Yep. So it is W Key Podcast, as in the W key on your keyboard. Hold forward, run. And it's Technique and his brother. I don't remember his brother's name off the top of my head, and I only know Technique's from C2, Twitch crew back in the day. I actually met him at PAX East, standing in line for Tim the Tatman to meet him.
Nice.
That's where I met Technique. So been kind of kept in touch with him ever since, but found out he does a podcast as well as us. So we kind of were like, let's collab. And they should be coming on. They do a gaming podcast too. So theirs is much more heavily gaming, I think, than ours. So maybe they'll bring some gaming news we don't even know ourselves. So that could be cool. And with the PlayStation reveal, hopefully the four of us can all have something exciting from that too.
Yeah, I think that'll be a fun episode. If nothing else, it'll be nice to have our first guests on the show. That'll be a lot of fun.
Share your Twitters in our chat real quick if you want to check out who they are before the show. And
then for any listeners out there, the Twitter URL is twitter.com, of course, /W_key_podcast for them. So they'll be on here with us next week. We'll get back on the every week schedule, unless, of course, some kind of crazy emergency happens. But yeah, that's all we have for you. Everyone in the chat right now, stick around. We're going to figure out who we're going to raid and send us all over to. Give them a nice high five, or at least a couple of emotes in their chat. But thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week, 8 p.m.
Later.